back to our channel, or welcome if you're new. I'm KJ, by the way, and today we are back with another reaction video, so sit back, grab a snack, and let's go! Alrighty, today we are back, and this time we found a video called Top 10 Facts about kids shows that will ruin your childhood. I'm a little nervous about what I'm going to see. Because let's just see how this went. I'm nervous though. I am.
Well, we wish we didn't know that. Welcome to Ms. Mojo. And today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 facts about children's shows that will ruin your childhood.
Listen up, dummy. This may be your birthday, but when the presents are opened, I get first dibs on the toys.
For this list, we're only looking at actual facts that have been reported about TV series aimed at a younger demographic or meant to be watchable by people of all ages, and not fan theories or dark scenes.
This time.
If you like what you're hearing, be sure to check out the full song at the link below. Number 10. Phil Lewis was arrested. The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. On The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, Phil Lewis played Marion Mosby, the Tipton Hotel's tight-laced manager.
Impressive catch, Esteban.
But Lewis's real life...
Yes! The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody was childhood! For real! And then Phil Lewis was also on The Sweet Life on Deck, managing the boat. Right. Oh, or as they called it, the SS Tipton.
Don't even try it. I know everything.
Oh my goodness, I remember that show.
Life is much darker. Long before appearing on the show, back in 1991, he was arrested for manslaughter after killing a woman in a drunk driving accident. At the time, his blood alcohol level was 3 times the legal limit. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison, but only ended up serving a fraction of his sentence.
False alarm, Esteban. Oh!
By 2005, he'd left his past behind him and become a Disney Channel star.
And I'm an Egyptian belly dancer named Melina.
Number 9. Jamie Foxworth worked in adult entertainment. Family Matters. If you watched Family Matters, you certainly...
Did you watch Family Matters?
Yeah, I watched Family Matters.
Okay, I think I've only heard of it, but being from 2002, yeah, that was before my time. But man, that was crazy to know that Phil Lewis, Mr. Mosby, killed a woman in a car accident? Man. Well, it's good to see that he ended up doing something with his life.
Right. All the more reason to not drink and drive.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't try it, please.
Recognize Jamie Foxworth as Judy Winslow, who was the little girl when the show began filming. After the show ended in 1998, however, Foxworth fell on some hard times and ended up working in the porn industry, using the name Crave and appearing in a handful of films between 2000 and 2002. She's also experienced issues with her mental health as well as substance abuse. Luckily, she seems to have turned things around and is now a mother to her son, Michael Douglas Shaw Jr.
I made a prayer to God and I was like, if you just give me the healthiest son, I will stop today. And I stopped.
Number 8. Curious George is not a monkey.
What is he?
Curious George! I did not watch a lot of Curious George.
I did.
You did?
I did.
Really?
Yes.
Wait a minute. It says 2006 to present, though.
So what?
You watched it?
Yeah.
I don't remember that, but I know I personally did not watch much of it at all. But I always grew up thinking he was a monkey. What you mean?
Curious George. You probably know Curious George as the mischievous monkey who's appeared in books, television shows, and movies over the decades. But our perception of him may have been wrong all this time. You might not have noticed that while George has a monkeyish look, he doesn't actually have a tail, which is what distinguishes monkeys from apes.
This morning, the paper found George.
I never noticed that.
Me either. Never noticed it, never thought about it.
Wow.
Man. You know, I have to wonder, though, even though I think he has a tail, was Boots from Dora the Explorer a monkey?
He had a tail.
He had a tail.
He had a tail.
Okay, so Boots was indeed a monkey. Okay.
Sorry!
I'm not completely
There is
scarred.
one kind of tailless monkey, the Barbary macaque. But George doesn't look like one of those. Nor does he hail from the mountains of northern Africa like they do. So that must mean that he's more likely an ape.
Are you okay?
Number 7. Racist imagery. Rugrats.
Happy birthday, Tommy.
Rugrats may at first seem like your typical wholesome kids show, but under the surface, it's definitely more complex than that. First, there's the issue of Chucky's mom, who was mentioned on and off in the early episodes, but was later stated to be dead.
My sweet little Chucky, though I must leave you
behind me. This poem will tell you where you always can find me.
Did she die during the show's run? The series has also been accused of using racist imagery in the portrayal of Tommy's grandfather, Grandpa Boris. He's Jewish and is illustrated in a way that resembled what the Nazis showed Jews to look like during World War II. Many disagree, though, and say that the portrayal of Judaism in Rugrats was progressive and helpful to them growing up.
I don't care, Chucky. These are the books our forefathers read, and our 5 fathers, and our 6 fathers, and I'm not stopping now.
Number 6. The Flintstones advertised cigarettes. The Flintstones.
This one I did know about already. Because I didn't see that episode, of course, the Flintstones was not really my time. But I do remember a friend of ours telling us that they advertised cigarettes, and he found a clip of it on YouTube and showed us. Mm-hmm. So I knew about this already. Did you ever end up seeing that episode?
No.
No?
No.
Huh.
On commercial breaks for kid shows in more recent decades, you're probably used to seeing ads for toys, snack foods, and other child-friendly products. But back in the 60s, advertising was basically the Wild West. The Flintstones wasn't strictly a show for youngsters, and aired during prime time, so the characters were often seen promoting some pretty adult products. While a beer promo was made for its employees only, it's the smoking ads that went mainstream. The Winston cigarette ad seems particularly troubling, but it's important to remember that at that time, perceptions about the dangers of smoking just weren't what they are today.
The Flintstones has been brought to you by Winston.
Wait a minute, 1960 to 1966. I didn't know the show was that old.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So they were just still playing episodes even when you were a kid?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's how you know about the Flintstones.
Yeah, that used to be my show.
Huh, okay.
America's best-selling, best-tasting filter cigarette.
Number 5. An episode of Tiny Toon Adventures was banned. Tiny Toon Adventures.
We're tiny, we're toony, we're all a little loony.
Tiny Toon
What did I just hear? We're all a little...
loony.
That just sounds so absurd to me now. Did you see the Tiny Toons? Because I knew about Looney Tunes, and I think nowadays they still show something called Baby Tunes or something. The Looney Tunes is babies. But this, I didn't know about. Did you?
I don't remember. Let me see them again.
Adventures is an adorable show about young characters in the world of Looney Tunes who are attending Acme Looniversity. In one episode, though, which was eventually banned, the characters decide to drink some beer and end up getting drunk, stealing a cop car and driving off a cliff.
Oh, you just had to bring up that book. Animal Farm. Yeah, they did end up getting drunk.
That's not a very good sign.
See, drinking and driving.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you're about to rest in peace.
Yeah, you are. But why would anybody think to put an episode like that in a kids show?
That's why it was banned. They rethought their bad decision making.
Why was that ever a thought anyway? Why did the pen even end up on some paper when it came to that idea? That's messed up.
Hi, going to heaven. Yep, you heard that right. Despite the fact that the segment was supposed to warn viewers about the dangers of drinking, we can all agree that they probably went too far. Number 4. Characters were killed for toy sales. The Transformers.
Run, Blaster! Save yourself!
In between the second and third season of the Transformers TV show, the creators released a movie set in the futuristic year of 2005. The film is a veritable bloodbath, with characters seeming to die left, right.
What Transformers was this?
I don't know.
This is not the Transformers I grew up on when I was younger. There was a pink one, a blue one, a red one, like... What is this?
I don't know.
These don't look like the Transformers?
Center. Turns out that Hasbro, who was behind the Transformers line of toys, found that killing off characters ended up increasing toy sales. So they had a say on who lived and who died.
Prime, you can't die!
This film even killed off the beloved Optimus Prime, but the fan letter campaign for his resurrection was luckily successful.
Decepticons! Leave this place or die! Optimus Prime!
Number 3. David Yost was bullied on set. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
All of these Power Rangers. Transformers. Oh, maybe it was the Power Rangers I was thinking. Maybe, because the Transformers clip I didn't recognize at all, but now that I think about it, that show was called Power Rangers. But still, these don't look like the Power Rangers I grew up on. What is this?
David Yost played Billy Cranston, also known as the Blue Ranger on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. But the character transitioned to becoming a technical advisor on Power Ranger Zeo until Yost left for good before the end of that season. It turns out this wasn't over a pay dispute as was originally thought, but was really because Yost had been persistently bullied on set by the crew due to his sexuality. He was even reportedly called homophobic slurs.
And the reason that I walked off is because I was called it one too many times.
The Power Rangers franchise seems to attract horrifying stories. Ricardo Medina Jr., who played the Red Wild Force Ranger, is currently serving time for pleading guilty to voluntary manslaughter after his roommate was stabbed to death by a sword.
I'm just not good at this.
Billy, don't worry. I mean, even I was a beginner once.
Tui Trang, who played the first Yellow Ranger, was tragically killed in a car accident when she was just 27 years old. Number 2. The voice of Elmo was accused of misconduct. Sesame Street. You may not recognize Kevin Clash, but you've certainly heard his voice before. Clash voiced Elmo on Sesame Street from 1985 all the way to 2012.
Kevin Clash, it's a pleasure, and Elmo, it's an even bigger pleasure.
Thanks for having us.
But unfortunately, his reasons for leaving the show were disturbing ones. He resigned because there were several allegations against him for acting sexually inappropriately, including having a relationship with a minor.
Welcome to preschool! We're gonna have the bestest day ever!
He denied all the accusations, saying that the relationship was between, quote, consenting adults. And since the statute of limitations had passed, legal actions were not taken. But his relationship was definitely tarnished nonetheless.
Wait, are you sure that it is not the number Twinkly Dick?
No, Professor Grover. 1, 2, 3. After 2 comes 3.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I am also ruining my own childhood here. Number 1 is very sad, and will almost definitely change the way you look at the show in question. So why don't we learn about a few honorable mentions, and then we'll see our top pick.
Bluefus? Bluefus?
His name is Blue Regard Q Kazoo, and you know it, Terrence.
Take that off!
But the costume is too tight to remove.
Pizza time!
Who had the pepperoni and ice cream?
Yeah, I want some of the jelly beans and mushrooms.
Yeah, give me a slice of anchovies and peanut butter.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them.
What's number 1?
Number 1. The girl who voiced Caillou died at 17. Caillou.
Caillou was voiced by a girl?
Wow, I never knew.
I had no idea that was a girl. Wow.
Jacqueline Linetsky was the second person to voice the English version of the character Caillou in the Canadian TV show of the same name.
Yahoo!
She also acted in a number of other
Caillou was Canadian too? Okay, y'all. You really are hitting my childhood pretty hard.
Animated shows while she was a teen. She began the role of Caillou in 2000 and only continued for 3 years because on September 8, 2003, she was tragically killed in a car accident. She was on her way to work on a live-action acting job in Saint-Césaire, Quebec, when the van she was in lost control and hit a semi-truck. Sadly, she was only 17 years old at the time of the incident. Do you agree with our picks? Let us know in the comments.
Wow. That's too bad. Wow. Oh my goodness. Okay, there were plenty of things I had no idea of and others that weren't a part of my childhood, so couldn't really speak on those anyway. If your childhood was ruined a little bit,
tainted,
tainted, let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you guys in our next one. Bye, y'all.